Okay, on a serious note, we all know at this point that Chiefs are not fighting for anything. We're out of all the cups, and it's highly unlikely that we finish second or third in the league, because that means we're going to Africa. And us going to Africa, what does that mean? It basically means we go there, we get humiliated, because if we're being honest again, we will not really go that far. I mean, personally, I think it would be a great idea for us to be playing or participants in African football, because we might not qualify for the next Club World Cup, but we'll definitely qualify for the one after that if we start being involved in African football right now. But that's not the point. The point is, knowing that all of these things are true, we have nothing to fight for this season. Why not just prepare for next season while you're at it? And this is where our youth players or development players come in, because think about it, we have a lot of them in the senior team right now. Starting at the back, we cannot really talk about Ubontle Mlefe in that goalkeeping position, because Bruce Bvuma is doing well right now as a senior team player, right? If we go to our right back and left back, we let go of Puso Titsechane and Omdaga, rightfully so because of what they did. But centre back pairing, once again, we have Umsimango, who's currently a starter right now. I would think that this would be a good opportunity to start involving a player like Aiden McCarthy, because we haven't seen him play, and we've been out of centre backs. The clock have been injured. They obviously don't trust Unjabulo Ngobo, and he's probably leaving end of the season. And then you have this new kid they just signed, Uluk Flus. They're also not playing him. So why are we not experimenting? Should we not be experimenting at this point, because there's nothing left? If we move to midfield, once again, that's where I think we're most stacked with talent, because if I'm starting with a 6 or a deeper player, then I would say we have Usamukelo Zwane, who, by the way, we haven't seen at all. Like, since we came back from the AFCON break, we haven't seen Samukelo Zwane do anything, and that's worrying. That's worrying, because it's one thing if we saw him play and it didn't perform, and we're like, okay, he's dropped, rightfully so. But with Samukelo Zwane, we have not seen him at all. And speaking of midfielders as well, you also have Umduduzi Shabalala, who could play as a winger, who could play as a 10, and we are definitely in a pandemic of 10s. We saw Uti, coach is not happy with Mshini's performances, so even took him out with Derby and brought back Umduduzi Mdantsane, who had not played for a long time. Not saying it was necessarily wrong to play Mdantsane, I'm just saying for that long it didn't make sense. But you look at the players that we have. Umduduzi Shabalala would have made a difference if he was given an opportunity Kulamayama game to prepare him for the derby. He performed well in last year's derby, so we know that he wouldn't have gotten phased by the derby. On top of that, we also have another midfield, Sabelo Hadebe, who, when I last remember, I think he was given a chance against Sundowns by Unsegi, and I was surprised with what is happening. But since then, once again, we have not seen him. But at this point, calling Sabelo Hadebe Ingane, I think it's just one of those players who should probably find another team that will play him, because I don't see him playing at Chiefs. I'm not saying he's a bad player, I just don't think that at Kaizer Chiefs he has any chance of playing. Which brings us to the big one, the big guns, and that is Umfundo Vilakazi. And Yabona, I get frustrated when we talk about Umfundo Vilakazi, kind of the same way that I get frustrated when we talk about Umduduzi Shabalala. Both are good, very good, terrific players, ne? But they are not been given an opportunity. You look at last derby, ne? We had Ushabalala playing once again, performing as well. And then you look at this year's derby, no Shabalala. You look at Orlando Pirates, Kunor Lebohile Mfokeng, he's bossing it. We know those boys are friends, yet one is playing, the other one is not playing. But both of them, Yibo, who are supposed to be poster boys in the next 5-6 years of the Soweto derby. Mfukeng versus Mfundo, big deal. But right now we're just seeing Mfukeng, and to just prove ukuthi uShabalala would even make it and compete. I'm not gonna say be better, because this is not about who's better. It's about the ability, just being like the big team player. I think that uShabalala can be there. I mean, Rivero, right? He coached Mfundo Vilakazi when fans voted for Mfundo Vilakazi to play in the Carling Knockout All Stars game, ne? And what he told him was, go and play, express yourself, be free. You look at how Relebohile Mfukeng is playing at Pirates. He's playing, he's free, he expresses himself, but he's still effective. On the other hand, Mfundo Vilakazi at Chiefs, he's not looking anywhere near what he did for the Carling All-Stars team. And you ask yourself, what is the difference? Yabo? So to me, I feel like we have a lot of gold, we have a lot of diamonds at Chiefs that we can utilize. Because, you know, with playing young players, the other thing is the fact that once you play them, what you are essentially doing is you are bringing in people who are hungry, who are trying to prove something, who are trying to prove themselves. And if we populate our squad with young players, obviously you're going to need to balance it at some point. We already have enough experience. Let go of the other experienced players. But the experienced players that we have, like if I count Uprusi Vuma, I count him as an experienced player now. Ufrosla, experienced player. Msimango is experienced enough. You go to midfield as well. You have Abo Mteto by experience, Abo Castillo, Abo Marti by experience. Those players that have counted. And then you just bring in the youth. Because even Abo Dupree, Bana experience, Abo Modi, Bana experience. But from time to time, not from time to time, each team should at least be starting with 3 youngsters each game. Yabona nje kuna 8 yalabantu abadala, and then we 3 uzothola ukuthi as an your number 10 udlala Mfundo Vilakazi, as one of your wingers udlala uMduduzi Shabalala, and then you play Uduba as a striker. Or at least your players, if you're combining the minutes of your young players each match day, you should be having a combined of at least 90 minutes. Uguti, not 90 minutes, let's say 120 minutes. One gets 30 minutes, or is subbed on 30 minutes. The other one starts the game, he starts and plays up to 60th minute. And the other one comes on at 60th minute. They get at least 120 minutes. Each game, you know, there's a youngster who's told 30 minutes. Because what are we doing? They are the future of the club. They will prevent Kaizer Chiefs from having to spend a lot of money. And they are that good. And we continue to produce them. And another player is obviously who showed us Uguti last year, even Uzwane slept on him. And that is Uduba. Uduba, once again, another terrific footballer. In his first start for Kaizer Chiefs, in the PSL, he scores a goal. The following game, he gets benched. And obviously, when he comes on once again, he has a good game. What is this all proving? It's proving Uguti, Kaizer Chiefs are investing so much money in this development, youth development system. And it's paying off, let's be honest. That's one thing that we can say hats off to Kaizer Chiefs. They are getting their money's worth from the development. The problem is, then why, after investing so much money and getting so much back, are you not then saying, we are winning here, let's make sure that the next process, the integration, is also just as good. Because if we can do that, I feel like the Chiefs would fly. And even the thing that people are talking about, Tuguti, man, these players are not hungry or quality, all of that would move away. Because once you know, Guti, you are not guaranteed a place to play in a team because there's someone behind you who could easily take it away, even a younger player than you, then I can guarantee you, Uguti, this attitude that we've been seeing, Uguti, some people are playing as if abafuna ukudlala, izophela. And I hope that they've had a meeting or they are looking at the situation, because I'm sure promoting Mfundo Vilakazi is something that they thought about. Uguti, is he ready? Is he not ready? Let's promote him, because they see something. But the fact that Uduba, Shabalala were also promoted last season, and we have 3. Like Angbabal Nabo Aiden McCarthy that much because there is a depth in that department, but he should be played from time to time. But right now we're focusing on the attacking players. If you bring those in, our lack of goals would change because we have different dynamics. Like we have more movement on Utuba, we have dribbling and confidence on Umtu Shabalal. Same thing with Umfundo Vilagazi. Let's prepare for the future. That's just me. But Nina, what do you think? Let me know down in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, remember, equals Alpelumo.